storytelling. This has become a very popular concept. It's become a buzzword, something that we hear a lot, and rightfully so. And I talk about this a lot, and I want to clarify why I believe that storytelling is the most powerful force that will drive and shape our future. And the number one reason is because it has always been the most powerful force that drives and shapes our future. It's the narrative, the idea that we're buying into. And this is really important to stress here, and that is that the future, it's not something that's out there, that's set in stone, that we're going to one day arrive at, but the future is just an idea. That's it, because by the time it becomes concrete, by the time it becomes something that, that we can put our hands on, it's the present. So first and foremost, we have to understand that the future is just an idea, it's a story. And when you recognize that, then you can start to say, well, what kind of story are we actually creating? And this is what influences and creates our future more than anything else. And one of my favorite examples of this is the story of Robert Rosenthal. He's a Harvard psychologist. And in 1966, he met with elementary school teachers, and he told them that he had a new assessment, a new methodology that could predict which students were going to have a high level of achievement and which were not. And of course, I'm paraphrasing, so some of the facts here may be a little wrong, but the overarching idea around the story is the same. And that is that he told these teachers he needed to sit down and interview all the students. And they said, sure, absolutely, go ahead and do it. And he sat down with each student, asked them a series of questions, and when he was done with that, he came back to the teachers and he presented his findings to them, and he showed that roughly 20% or so of the students that he had interviewed had a high potential for achievement over the rest. And the rest, he said, these are going to be average to below average. And so the deal was that he would come back in a year, and they would determine whether or not his methodology worked or not. And so, sure enough, comes back in a year, teachers are blown away. They tell him that you were spot on. Your methodology works. You're exactly right. These students that you had selected, they all were the highest achieving in the class, whereas everybody else was below to average. Well, what was more astonishing to them is when he revealed that these students were actually just selected at random. There was no methodology that would distinguish one from the other when it came to achievement. He selected them at random because his real experiment was to show that, that the story he was telling, if the teachers bought into this, that they would create that. He was showing the power of narrative, our beliefs and our ideas. Essentially, he told them a story, they believed it, they created it. This is why it's so key for us to know, to be conscious of the stories that are guiding and influencing our lives today. Because we're being bombarded with them every single day. We have to be engaged with the story. Otherwise, we have to just suck it up and deal with the role that we've been given, the direction that the story goes in, and hope that it works out in our favor. But there's that other way. And that's the way where you wake up and you realize and you start to ask the question, is this the story that I want for my future?